something called tuna sashimi. 3, 2, 1.
Hello there, Tune here, back again. Right then, it's the end of April and it's monthly pickup times. So I picked up quite a few stuff this month. Basically, I done a bit of a super deal with my mate who he had a load of stuff he was getting rid of and he was after some stuff. So I swapped him about 80 PS2 games, some Wii games and some various other stuff which I'd hanging around which I wasn't too bothered about. And he gave me a load of stuff, so I got a lot of stuff to go through. But what we'll do, we'll start it off. Basically, this is the push start game art book. I will do a review on this and check it up as well. But there's the game artwork, got a very nicely textured cover, and it's very, very heavy. And if you have a look inside, it's basically got artwork from various games. Ranging from the old classics, you have Zillion on the Master System. I will say about this book is that the quality of the prints is fantastic. Pretty much there's 300 odd pages. You know, I think it's like 300 odd games, and it goes all the way up until, you know, the latest modern games. Like you got cool picture of Tekken there. And goes right the way up. Even got a bit of Halo 5. Got a little bit of info in here on the consoles and stuff, and it's got a nice spread of Halo 5. So that was my first thing this month. I say this bad boy can be picked up from what do you call it? I can't remember the name of the place. Oh, well, I'll check it in the bottom, and I'll check you a link to it. At the moment, it's £21.99 delivered, and that is pretty damn good because that is damn heavy as well. So anyway, you get it from Fun Stock. That's what I was trying to look for. So that's pickup number 1. Right then, I think what we'll do is we'll go through. I had this. I forgot to mention it last month. Bloodborne for the PS4. Oh, what a game! Fantastic. I've played it a fair amount. Brilliant game. Finished it. I've started playing it on the +1 game as well. Fantastic game. If you've got a PS4 and you like Dark Souls, or you just like horror games essentially, and you're in for a bit of a challenge, get yourself Bloodborne. Fantastic game. Right then, so say part of the deal I did with my mate is he was getting rid of some of the Wii U games, that he didn't want. So I've actually finally got some more Wii U games, which is cool. So the first one I picked up off him was Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Basically, this is a remake of Donkey Kong. I think it could be a remake of the is it the GameCube one? GameCube one possibly, or N64 one, I'm not sure. But anyway, hard platforming game. I haven't played it yet. I haven't really got around to it, but I played it shortly, and it does look really good, and it gets very good reviews. So that was game number 1. Game number 2 I picked up off him. This is, you haven't even opened it, it's sealed. I haven't opened it yet myself. Is Bayonetta 1 for the Wii U. I did play this game on the 360 when it first came out, and it's a fantastic Devil May Cry sort of rip off with some sexy game character, and I don't know, it's just a really crazy game with mad stuff going on. And if you like action, 3D action games, you can't really go wrong with Bayonetta. But stay away from the PS3 version because it only runs at 30 frames a second, and it's a little bit rough. But the Xbox 360 one is 60 frames a second. It looks a lot, it does look a lot nicer because of it. But anyway, this is, I think this one has been tarted up for the Wii U. So that's the Wii U version of Bayonetta. And also came now was Bayonetta 2, which I really want to play. Haven't got around to playing it yet, but as I throw it, I haven't got around to playing it yet, but I was saying, looking forward to playing this one. Action sort of 3D game again. Got some really good reviews and looks very, very nice. So that was the Wii U games I had off him. I had some Mega Drive games off him as well. I had a clone cart with Valius SD and Paperboy. I have to say now, I hate Paperboy. I never liked that game. But Valius is pretty crappy as well, to be honest. But the bosses are insanely hard, but the levels are insanely easy. But yeah, something interesting anyway, a clone cartridge. as you'll see in my review, I picked up Outrun off him, as I did do a review with this game. It's not a bad version, of it, but it is missing the engine noises. But if you've got a Mega Drive, it's a pretty good version of the arcade game. Just not something that's going to last you. You're not going to play over and over and over. You would probably get a little bit bored of it pretty quick, unless you've got something else to play as well. But Outrun, Japanese one. As in my Kosoge review, I picked up Home Alone off him, just to do Kosoge. He didn't want it, so he pretty much gave me it. So, yeah, pretty crap game. I also had Two Crew Dudes off him. Nice box one. I did have an unboxed version, but I got a nice box version here, which is, can't fault that. So I had that off him. And I also had Japanese Burning Force. Really cool cover on this, as you can see. And got back. It's basically like a Space Harrier type shoot 'em up. It did come out in the arcades by Namco. The Mega Drive version is actually a pretty decent version of the arcade game, so I had that off him. So that's the Mega Drive games. I also had Rastan on the Master System. Nice box version of Rastan. So I did have an unboxed version, so I couldn't really say no to the box version, so I had that off him as well. So that's that. Right then. Brother went to a boot sale, picked up one of these. It's pretty much a Namco arcade sort of. It's got its own joystick and his own buttons. You plug it in the telly, put some batteries in it, and you pretty much play what looks like pretty much arcade perfect versions of a couple of Namco arcade games like Pac-Man and Dig Duck and things like that. For what they are, they're actually pretty decent. You can get them in boot sales for £1 or two each. But they do tend to go for a little bit more online. Some of them go for about 25 quid. But they're surprisingly nice for what they are. So I had one of them. So what should I go next? Right, I'll go for this one next. As you'll see in my review, I picked up myself an AV Famicom. I did pay a bit for this, mind. But yeah, much nicer picture on there than my converted original Famicom. So this one was brand new in the box as well from Japan, which is very unusual to get a brand new one. So I've only played on this for about an hour. So that's my AV Famicom I picked up, which is pretty cool. So that was that one. I also picked up off him, which he was getting rid of, is Contra Free. This is the American version, so it won't fit in my SNES, but I will modify the cartridge slot of my SNES to actually fit this, so I can run all games from anywhere then. But yeah, Contra Free. Sorry guys. Contra Free in the American SNES. Does go for quite a bit, this does. It's a little bit of a pricey game, but cool that he was getting rid of it. Also on the SNES, I pick up Assault Suit Vulcan, or Cybernator as it was called in Britain. I do have the British version of this, but this is the Japanese one. It's unboxed, as most SNES games tend to be these days. But yeah, that is a really nice mech game. It is very cool for the SNES. So yeah, I had that off him. Right then, so what I'll do next, we'll go from the SNES, we'll go to the Famicom. I had a load of Famicom games off him. So I had my Transformers Mystery or Convoy back. This game is shit, like you wouldn't believe, and it's incredibly difficult to get past the first guy who comes on screen. So I call it the Famicom Challenge. Get someone who's never played it to get past the first guy, and pretty much 99% of the time they fail. But yeah, that's pretty crappy, but I had that off him. I had Pro Wrestling, which is a pretty Namco game. Pretty much the game looks like that you see on the front. I had that off him. I had Dig Dug 2, which is a conversion of the arcade machine. Quite nice on the Famicom actually. Pretty, not arcade perfect, but close to it. I have no idea what this is. This is some Namco Game and Robot racing game, F1 game. No idea what it's called, but I had that off him. I also had, in one of these Famicom cassette cartridges, I didn't actually have the game I already had, but I had a Famicom cassette cartridge, which these are really cool and they're very hard to get hold of and they keep the games nice. But I got my Mario Golf inside there, so that's a pretty cool way of keeping your Famicom games in nice condition. So some of more of them would be nice, but I've seen a pack of 10 of them going in Japan for like 40 quid. which is a bit on the excessive side, I think, to be honest. I had this, which I think is a Sherlock Holmes game. I haven't played it. It's probably unplayable. I had my 99 in 1 back. Well, 69 in 1 back, sorry. This one I've written on the back. It's got Legend of Kage, Tank, Tetris, Soccer, and Galaxian. Which is not a bad little clone card. Another classic, Donkey Kong Jr. It's pretty cool to the original of that. The arcade game's pretty cool, and this one's actually pretty cool as well. Pretty nice conversion on the Famicom, so I had that. As you see, there's quite a lot of Famicom games here. I had Star Luster, which is like a I don't know, like a 3D shmup type thing. It's okay, you know, nothing great. Dai Makamura, or Ghosts and Ghosts, or Ghosts and Goblins. Ghosts and Goblins. Yeah, pretty cool. Only problem, this conversion was botched. It's a pretty shat conversion, but you know, it's okay. We also had Dragon Quest 2, adventure game, classic, unplayable. Mappy, which is not a bad little arcade game. So that's pretty cool. So I got the original cartridge for that. Goonies 2, which is a pretty cool side-scrolling platform game. It's actually pretty nice, this is. I don't know whether this one got released in Britain, I don't know, but that is pretty cool. I also had this missing the sticker, the original Goonies, which is also pretty cool. Actually plays quite nice, what it is. I had Raid on Bungalow Bay, so that's that one. Took me a while to figure out what that was. And I had Excite Bike, which is you know, classic Famicom game that was converted to a few other things, but yeah, Excite Bike, pretty cool. Right, so that's the Famicom games out the way. I also had a lot of Game Boy games off him. So I had a copy of Tetris, you know, Game Boy Classic, can't argue with that. I had, let's have a look through here. I had Batman, which is a really cool Game Boy platform game. It's a pretty nice Batman game, that is. Nice music on it, Sunsoft as well. So I had Batman. I had, what else did I have off him? I had Grand Theft Auto 2 on the Game Boy Color. Probably never get around to playing it, but there you go. I had that. I had was it EA Professional Stars Soccer, so I'm never ever going to play that. But he was giving it away, so I had it. Scooby-Doo. I don't know what that's like. Probably a platform game, I expect. Original Cannon Fodder. That was a pretty cool Amiga game, so I don't know what it's like on the Game Boy Color, but I'll have to get it in the old Super Game Boy and give it a try. Super Mario's Deluxe. That's pretty cool too. I think, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think this is Super Mario 2, but in colour and that. So that's a pretty nice little pickup. And Sunsoft Grand Prix, which I haven't played yet either, but I'm assuming that's the racing game, pretty much. So that was that. That's the Game Boy Color stuff. What else have I got here? What else did I have? Oh, and my last pickup was this. I don't know if you can see it, which is pretty much an Xbox 360. This is a Japanese one, which is really cool. So this one will play all the Japanese shmups that I can't use on my British one. My mate bought a brand new Japanese one, and surprised how heavy these are holding it like this. He bought a brand new Japanese one, so I'll just put that on there. And I think it cost me like 200 quid plus postage and import duty. And he was getting rid of that one, so he sold it to me for 30 quid. So I couldn't say no to that, because I've always wanted a Jap 360. I've got a nice collection of their shmups on my 360, but there's a few Japanese ones I can't get. A couple of cave games that are basically not region free. So with this, it means I can go and spend some money when I get 5 and pick up some of the region locked shmups. So, and shmups are really some of my favourite games. So basically that's what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to keep that specifically just playing shmups on. So pretty much, guys, that's my pickups for April. As you can see, there's a fair amount there. There's some, 2 consoles as well, a really nice book, and it's sort of like, just a plug-in console. I didn't really pay a huge amount of money. I swapped a load of PS2 games, which I didn't really pay much for them. So I've done some nice trades. I got some nice Wii U games to play, and I got the Famicom to play on, which that did cost me money. But I got the Japanese 360 as well, which is cool. And a load of other Famicom games to play on. So it's pretty nice pickups there. So pretty much, guys, that's my pickups for April 2015. I say this weekend now, it's Play Expo in Blackpool. I'm going to that. I haven't got a huge amount of money. I may pick up a few things, you never know. Might be something there that'll tweak my interest, but hopefully it'll be a nice weekend. I'm going for the Saturday and the Sunday. So any other YouTubers there, perhaps, meet up in there or something, I don't know. See what happens. But I'll be floating around there for 2 days anyway. Hopefully it's good. I heard it's better than the Manchester one because it's a bit smaller and a bit more compact. But we'll see. I've never been to this one. I've never been to Blackpool. So see what happens in it. Might be interesting. You never know. So anyway, guys, I'll catch you soon in the next video. Bye bye.